in San Jose, California. The victory tour to salute the U.S. Olympic gold medal winning team continues tonight as Nike presents the USA versus England. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Women's International match played in Northern California. I'm John Paul Della Camera. My broadcast partner was my partner back in 1995 at the Women's World Cup, Amy Allman, and a member of the 1991 World Championship team. Amy, again, the USA are on a roll. 7 wins, no losses, 29 goals for, 5 against. That's it.
So far, they're managing to keep up the theme to the victory tour, but the United States definitely isn't without its weaknesses. They're starting in the back with 2 newcomers, Christy Pierce and Lori Fair, both combining only for 21 caps. Tony DeCicco is going to ask Brandy Chastain to do a little double duty. Not only is she going to have to keep an eye on both of the newcomers, but she's also going to have to find a way to squelch England's attack. And we're also going to have to look to Tisha Venturini. With England's style of play, they love to play the direct style with a lot of long balls served into the air, and Tisha Venturini has been known to dominate the world.
Well, there's no secret that the USA can score goals in 2 called the M&M Connection. Tiffany Milbert and Shannon McMillan, they scored almost 200 goals between them in college. They played together in Japan, and they score a lot of goals for the U.S. national team. Lineups and kickoff are next from San Jose. Welcome back, everyone, to San Jose, California. It is lineup time right now, and today's lineups for the United States versus England are brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. First lineup, USA starting from the back.
Well, in the back, you're going to want to keep your eye on number 4, Lori Fair. She's the youngest player on the field for the United States. She has all the tools to become a standout player. Let's just see how close she comes. In the midfield, you've got number 11, Julie Foudy. She's going to earn her keep today on such a narrow field. The U.S. needs to quickly switch the point of attack to be successful, and that's on the shoulders of Foudy. In goal, you've got Pauline Cope. She didn't train yesterday due to a hamstring pull. Hopefully, this isn't going to affect her mobility too much, challenging the number 1 team in the world. And the U.S. had better not foul anyone near the goal because Jillian Coulthard, number 6, can smack a free kick with laser-like accuracy.
And for the English goalkeeper to do well today, she must protect herself from number 9. This lady is Mia Hamm. The world knows her. Most people will consider her to be the best attacking player right now in the world. Mia Hamm comes in with 68 goals in 125 appearances. We're going to watch her on the ball tonight and track her the whole way through, whether she's setting up plays or scoring goals. She has a very gifted touch. She is coming off 2 straight 2-goal games. Those are the categories we'll be checking out: her touches, her fouls suffered, her shots on goal, and then the obvious one, goals scored for Mia Hamm. She's coming off 2 straight 2-goal performances. In the last game, she scored 2 goals, both on headers. Tony DeCicco, the head coach of the U.S. national team, has won 90% of his games as the USA coach. He comes in with 47 wins, 3 losses, and 4 draws. His counterpart was in England, or was with England, in Sweden during the World Cup. That's Ted Copeland, who's got a 13-5-9 record. He's been England's manager since 1993 and did pretty well with England, leading them to a 7th-place finish back in World Cup 1995. So we're just about set for action. They're expecting somewhere around 15,000, better, depending on the walk-up tonight. And they're just starting to fill into this stadium. It's looking good right now. Kickoff is underway. In the red uniforms are England, USA in white. U.S. Soccer and ESPN would like to thank Very Fine and all the other U.S. Soccer sponsors for allowing today's game action to be brought to you commercial-free. USA will start it out of the back. Chastain is number 6. She will control things back there, playing in Carla Overbeck's spot. Right side, number 4 is Lori Fair, switching it. That'll be Pierce's side. Christy Pierce is a converted striker. She wears number 2.
She's not the only converted striker in the back line. Actually, all 3 of them used to be stalwart forwards, and I bet you anything, anytime they get a chance to play a pickup game with the national team, they're always up in the front line.
This one will go out of play on the far side, and you'll expect that ball to go out of play quite a bit. You're looking at the referee, Belkis Cortez, calling today's action. Along the far side, this is Mia Hamm, looking inside of the box, settled and crossed. Number 8, Shannon McMillan was going after it, but couldn't get to it in time. Played wide to the right side. Here's McMillan, number 8. Defended by Bampton. Right across, it's missed by the keeper. But there was no U.S. forward close enough to smack it home.
All already in just the opening minutes of the game, you can see the United States is really trying hard to use the flank of the field more often. Obviously, England is supposedly the weaker team out here, and they're going to bunker a little bit and just jam everybody into the center of the field.
Now, this is definitely well within Mia Hamm's range if she takes this kick. There are 3 players over the ball. Lily is strong from here as well with the left foot. We saw that in Sweden during the World Cup of '95, and Shannon McMillan's there as well.
Keep your eye on all the players on the 18 that are just going to start running full speed ahead right into the goal.
Here it comes for Mia Hamm, and she'll chip it, but it will go up high and wide. Goal kick coming up for Pauline Cope. Mia Hamm, just recently picked by People magazine as one of the 50 most beautiful people in the world, the only female athlete to get that honor. Back at the halfway line, settled by McMillan, number 8, and it goes out of play. Last touch by Debbie Bampton, the captain of England, number 8. USA throw-in. We're in the 3rd minute. It's scoreless. That's Debbie Keller, 21, dropping it off. Tiffany Milbert, 16. Blocked by Kelly Smith, number 11 for England. Smith versus Milbert. Tiffany hung in there tough, but it's going to be England's ball.
Good job for Smith also to have the composure to not give up a corner kick so easily and just remain composed on the corner of the field until the U.S. takes a poke at it.
19-year-old Kelly Smith, one of many young players on this team. A couple of 17-year-olds on it as well, a 20-year-old. A lesser experienced side even than the USA, and the USA have some players with very little experience tonight. Played across. Karen Burke was 7. Stripped away. Pierce. Number 2 is Christy Pierce on the far side for Julie Foudy, number 11. She is the captain now with Carla Overbeck out. Throw-in coming up. We mentioned the ball will go out of play a lot. That's because this field is so narrow, somewhere around 65 yards wide. This is the home of the San Jose Clash of Major League Soccer. Mia Hamm, number 9. And that one is cleared away. She got hit on that sideline, but no foul call. Just a throw-in for the USA. Thrown into the box. Tiffany Milbert. Number 16 will send it across, and it's over the bar on the netting. Tiffany Milbert, one of the most improved players on this team, according to Tony DeCicco. She doesn't need a whole bunch of chances now to score like she used to.
Yeah, she has really improved her game, and it's not so much she's not working any harder. Actually, I think she's working a lot less. She's just picking better times to run, better times to get open, and therefore she gets more quality chances.
And we saw her, I guess, coming out party at the World Cup in 1995 in Sweden when Michelle Akers was hurt. That's where I think she developed the confidence as a striker, and maybe Tony DeCicco's confidence in her, too.
This team plays with such lightning speed, too. It takes quite a long time for players to feel comfortable when they're first brought in on the national team.
England will play it long. They were looking for number 9, Joanne Broadhurst. Taken away now by Brandy Chastain. She is from San Jose, so this is a homecoming for her. Tiffany Milbert chased down by Mary Phillip. And Pauline Cope will get it back for England. Tiffany Milbert will be going back to play in Japan for her 3rd year, 2nd year with Shannon McMillan. 28-year-old Pauline Cope on the clearance. Bampton goes for it, so does Milbert, who got a piece. And this one will go out of play. USA ball on the throw-in. From the near sideline, McMillan. 15 is Tisha Venturini. To the back for Chastain. Christy Pierce, 21 years of age, from Monmouth College, where she was also the point guard on the basketball team. No score, 6 minutes in. USA versus England, part of the victory tour to salute the Olympic gold medal winners. Quick restart on the foul called, and they'll bring it back.
Obviously, it's a little windy here at Spartan Stadium. Very nice temperature. I'm sure the English team loved coming out here to visit for a little bit, but the wind will play a factor in this game because they love to play the long ball, and the balls don't sail quite as nice in the wind.
3rd time they're bringing this free kick back. Now it's done correctly, apparently. Foudy, number 11, to the right side. Lori Fair's pass blocked. Lori Fair was a regular in the under-20 team. She'd like to step it up here, and this is a good try for her. getting to play here versus England. Long Laurie Fair throw. Settled by McMillan, then lost it. Cleared out of the box by England. They look for Broadhurst. Headed away by Chastain, who has become more of a vocal leader at the back because of Carla Overbeck's absence. Off that throw, Debbie Keller does well with it back to goal. This time she's wide. Milbrett plays it across, picked off. Cleared by Burke. Knocked away. Number 4 is Hope Powell over the halfway line for England. Giving it up, 6, Jillian Coulthard with a pass to Broadhurst. Looking, and Brianna Scurry touches the ball for the first time.
Not too difficult a play. I almost think that she's probably wishing she could make a save early on in the game just to kind of get the jitters out and just get used to hitting the ground maybe one time or having a nice clean catch.
Well, Scurry hasn't really been tested. Only 1 shot against her in the last 2 games, and that was a rocket and a goal from South Korea. Pass inside from Hamm is cleared away. Christy Pierce back for Brandy Chastain, an assistant coach at the University of Santa Clara for women. Fair to McMillan. When the USA is on, you'll see a lot of touches, a lot of ball possession, and they want to switch the attack as quickly and as often as they can tonight.
And this is something the United States, has just evolved into their game. They used to rely on individual efforts all over the field, and now they've really learned to play a very nice possession game, keep the ball, and when they find the hole, they'll go really quickly.
Laurie Fair with a back pass to Chastain. Chastain will play it up, and she's going forward now. Foudy gives it up to McMillan. Couple of short touches. Chastain with a chip. It's headed on. The flag's up. The shot. Debbie Keller will score, but the flag was up. No goal.
Both Debbie Keller and Tiffany Milbert were looking to score a goal, but I almost think that England wasn't really pulling the offside trap. It just happened to be lucky for them, unlucky for the United States. Debbie Keller is a great player to watch, too. People love to feed the ball to her. And as you can see here, England just sort of ball watching, and they're kind of creeping up, but it accidentally pulls the United States offside. But we'll finish it off anyway, just for good measure.
Some good combination work, too, by the USA. We are back to live action in the now 10th minute. USA and England are scoreless. They've played each other 4 times in the past. Each team has won twice. Up to the halfway line. Intended for 21 Keller. Foudy lost it. Powell, number 4, gave it up to Broadhurst, who's a good goal scorer. She thought she was fouled, and she might have had a case. This one is played in a space. There's not a white shirt in sight. Pauline Cope is there to give it up. Tony DeCicco back on the job, went back home, missed the game due to his son's confirmation back in Wethersfield, Connecticut. But he'll finish off this victory tour. Hopeful of a couple of victories to finish it off undefeated, but he also wants to look at some other players and get some depth there. It's not just about winning.
Here you see, Tiffany and Debbie are trying to hold the line a little bit, and it actually may have flicked off one of the defenders, so close call. I think the referee knows this might be a one-sided game, so might as well give it to him.
Debbie Keller playing it across. Here's Venturini, number 15. Many of these U.S. women were 4-time All-Americans, and several of them played together at the University of North Carolina, winning 4 straight titles. Pushed across. Milbrett straight ahead. Try to play it. May get it back. Cleared away. Taken away, number 11, Kelly Smith. Cleared back into space. And it's going right back to Pauline Cope.
Roll in the middle, guys.
11th minute from Spartan Stadium. Still scoreless, the USA and England. And a foul is going to be called as Venturini gets nailed for it, knocking down Joanne Broadhurst. Broadhurst 5 goals in 19 appearances for England. Coulthard could take the free kick. Several bodies pushing forward now for England. Coulthard keeps it low. Smith is there. Cleared all the way back towards the halfway line. Number 3 is Becky Easton. Trying to switch the point of attack. That's closer to Brian Astori than anyone else. Chastain, number 6. All the way across to Lori Fair. USA playing as they have many times in the past with 3 at the back. Keller. Keller's broken up. Foudy is broken up as well. 2 players not getting as involved in this game as we might have thought earlier. Mia Hamm and Christine Lillard.
You have to think almost that England may have discussed that fashion. I'm watching, and Mia's got a body next to her, 100% of the time, so it's going to be really hard for her to get the ball. But I still think for the first 20 minutes, Tony's going to have them use the flank of the field as much as they can, spread the field out as wide as they can, and use the space.
Foudy will give it up. Here's Milbrett. Around the defender. The cross. And it's stopped right at the near post by Cope. Keller was there.
I am not even sure I need to look at that replay. I have seen Tiffany Milbrett do that so many times coaching against her at the University of Washington that it's almost as if she can do it in her sleep. She passes it with the outside of her foot, and defender gets caught off guard a little bit because for a second it takes you a while to figure out which way you go. Do you go get the ball? Do you go get the player?
And Milbrett has that deceptive speed. Turn around and she's gone.
Yeah, on a 120-yard sprint, she may not be the fastest player, but boy, those first 3 steps can sure catch you off guard.
Chastain will give it up left side. Christy Pierce from Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Picked off by England. They look up for Hope Powell. Nice on the dribble from Chastain.
Nice dribble, but probably not the smartest move, and you have Lori Fair wide open with tons of turf in front of her. But Brandy Chastain, former forward, a little bit of a glory seeker.
A yellow card's coming out. Debbie Keller was just fouled. And you must return to the scene of the crime. That's Becky Easton. So the first yellow card of the day goes to England.
Yellow card, Boston. Issued in the 14th minute.
It goes to the defender,
Number 3,
Easton.
England, Becky Easton.
Free kick coming up for the USA in the 15th minute. It is scoreless. The USA and England, part of the victory tour.
This is far enough away where I think they're just going to try to dump that ball over the initial line.
Which McMillan just about did. Venturini was there. That's the person you want in the air, especially with Michelle Akers out with her, can you believe this, 11th surgery.
I didn't know she had that many knees.
I didn't know she had that many surgeries until I read it in the notes, but she is recovering. Expected to play later this summer, not in the U.S. Cup.
Brandy normally has a really long throw, but because she hardly has any room to get a few steps of momentum, it'll be interesting how far this goes.
Long throw in, cleared away by Mary Phillip, but it will result in another corner for the USA. Mia Hamm will take it.
As you said again with Michelle Akers out, they used to have one play hit Michelle Akers, another hit Tisha Venturini. Now I bet you it plays A, B, and C or hit Tisha Venturini.
Here it comes. The header by Foudy that time is over the bar. But that's what they want, those kinds of setups.
Julie Foudy is such a workhorse, but on this one, she's still getting into position. She's not quite where she needs to be, so she has to take an extra hop, and therefore she's jumping up instead of down, and that's where you want to rifle the ball.
Back on live action, Keller was stripped of the ball. Picked up by Burke, number 7. Karen Burke's pass is too far. That goes out of play, intended for Kelly Smith. It's back to Scurry in the 16th minute. Major League Soccer coming up on ESPN2 at 4 p.m. The Dallas Burn versus DC United. Dallas Burn have Elaine Suter now in their lineup. Did well in his first game. That's a big addition going up against DC United. Far side, USA in control of the ball. Back for Chastain. Ball possession will usually favor the USA. They go long up the middle. They were looking for Milbrett. They really changed the point of attack that time.
Yeah, all 3 of the defenders for England had their hands up for offsides, but that clearly wasn't. So if that would have been a little bit more well-placed ball, they would have been off and running.
Pauline Cope, the 5'9" goalkeeper, clears it. Again, it goes out of play, and you'll hear that phrase quite a bit tonight because of that narrow field, the width of it. Very short by international standards. Mia Hamm, an update on the ball. 14 touches already, only one shot on goal, though. And only one time she's been fouled. Those numbers should go up. The larger they are, the more trouble for England, at least according to the book. Foudy to Fair, number 4. Her twin sisters on the roster. We may see sisters playing in a USA lineup for the first time together. Maybe. Number 6 is Coulthard, very aggressive. Puts it into space. Broadhurst didn't go with her. And Lori Fair will clear it. This goes out. It's an England throw-in. Lori Fair, a parade high school All-American, playing at the University of North Carolina, coached by Anson Dorrance, the former head coach of the U.S. women, who won the gold medal in 1991 in the championship match, first ever Women's World Cup. Becky Easton on the throw-in. For Powell, who gives it right back. Picked off by Foudy. Julie Foudy played down the road at Stanford, where she was an All-American. Playing here tonight, she's only about 30 minutes from her former stadium. And a foul right inside of the arc. Chastain says it's a dive. The referee says it's not. Broadhurst was taken down. This was sort of a dangerous free kick for England.
Well, I was watching them training yesterday. They had 2 plays from about this area. One is to sort of pretend like they're going to take an initial shot after a touch, and the other is to just dump it ever so carefully over on the weak side.
Number 4 is Hope Powell. She is over the ball. The wall spread back to 10 yards. Powell is there, so is Coulthard. 6. It's Powell. Step over. Coulthard off the post. Right up the crossbar. Unlucky is England. Powell looking for it. Scory was beaten. She got saved by that goalpost. What a shot. Backcourt is Chastain. Coulthard had a wicked shot. So it's still scoreless, luckily, for the USA.
Who would have thought that the first dangerous chance would come from England? If you watch the wall, watch the 2 players duck. And the players can't see where the ball is going, so they just jump up, and it leaves a little bit of a gate hole. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
One of those will work. It's going to be England's ball with Pauline Cope. What's the goalkeeper thinking about in terms of the wall when we look at it again?
Well, normally they want to set the wall up to the right in front of the ball, but this one, the ball is right in the center of the goal, so the goalkeeper doesn't know which side to take.
That would have been the second goal that got by Scory, and really, I guess, a couple of shots, but it's tough.
How come when I used to play in goal, the post was always my enemy and it's her friend?
Tell us your story about England when you played them the last time.
I wish I could, but I don't remember any of it. Anson Dorrance asked me if I was excited to start, and I said yes, and 2 minutes later I got knocked out, so...
That's all you remember. Powell will play it up. Scory's saying, it's mine.
Maureen Marley was on the team way back then, so I'm going to have to get her after the game.
Ask for her recollection. Brianna Scory has added some muscle and strength due to weightlifting, but she's not lost any of her quickness, so that's, I guess, a double plus for her.
Even though she played great in the Olympics, she said she felt really uncomfortable that she was getting jostled around a lot more than she wished that she would, so she really worked a lot on her upper body strength and doesn't want to get pushed around too much.
Milbert will play it back to Scory, 25-year-old goalkeeper, now the most capped goalkeeper in U.S. women's national team history. Ball played forward now by the U.S. into space. A long run for McMillan. But it's going to be too long. It's actually Mia Hamm who was on that right side. In McMillan's spot, McMillan has shifted. Throw-in coming up for Becky Easton. For Smith, number 11. Hamm is in there, and that one smacked Mia Hamm hard. Becky Easton. Now for Kelly Smith. England's had more of the ball than I thought they would have so far, and they should have had the first goal of the game.
Yeah, I really thought that they were going to try to avoid the midfield and kick it by him, but they're taking it right to Foudy and Venturini every time.
There is Foudy, number 11, looking for Milbert. Too ambitious that time. Bampton is at the back, their most experienced defender, to protect the keeper, Pauline Cope. Cope plays for the club side Millwall. League soccer for women is actually pretty big. 24 teams, 3 divisions of 8. Started back in '91. U.S. is hoping to do something like that. We're just not sure when. They're talking about a new pro league starting next year, but that has not yet been officially finalized. Here's McMillan, number 8. Mia Hamm, tripped up outside of the box. I believe if it's called just outside, but it will set up a dangerous free. And that is the call.
When you mean just outside, you mean
Just
centimeters.
outside.
These two have had this combination many times before. Perfectly placed ball. All she wants to do is touch it one more time by the keeper. Smart foul, smart foul.
You know, she could have been in the box. It looked like from here when I saw it live that she was just outside. I know she landed there. But here she goes on the free kick. And you know who's going to take it. This time it's going to be McMillan with a chip over the bar. Shannon McMillan had the opportunity. She's getting more chances to do this, I think, because of the confidence in her.
Yeah, sometimes taking those free kicks is much harder than it looks. You're so used to playing the game 100 miles an hour, playing so fast, having people clipping you at your heels, and to just stand there and hit one touch and hope it goes in is so much different.
And I think they want to be more diversified as well. You expect Mia Hamm to take a lot of those. Now McMillan is. Akers used to. The U.S. team is stressing that word, diversity. They don't want to be as predictable. They know the rest of the world is catching up, so they must even improve. Here's Powell. For Broadhurst, Scurry blazes off the line and comes up with it.
A lot of goalkeepers, after standing around not having too much action, will come out there a little bit late, and that makes an easy save into something much more difficult.
You talk to goalkeepers, whether it's soccer or hockey, they'll tell you they'd like to have more shots rather than almost no shots.
Oh, it is so difficult to keep your head in the game when you only get a few, per half. And I really think that Brianna, that's one of the things that she's improved on, is just her game sense and decision making.
And the only way you get that, by playing. This one is up the wing for Milbert, but it went out of play. Tony DeChico, head coach since 1994, the 3rd coach in U.S. women's national team history in terms of full-time. Mike Ryan the 1st, Anson Dorrance the 2nd, and then Tony, who used to be an assistant on this team. And a foul on England, on Powell. Chastain was pushing forward.
Too much of a dangerous foul, pretty safe foul. She got all ball, but it was from behind.
Back live, Christine Lilly, a threat with the left foot. Inside the box, it's skimmed by a couple of players and out of play. Goal kick coming up. Christine Lilly, one of those 4-time All-Americans at the University of North Carolina. Even played some indoor soccer with the Washington Warthogs of the Continental Indoor Soccer League, where she was coached by Karen Gabert's husband, Jim, who used to play on the U.S. national team. All the way back to Cope. 27th minute. The longer this game stays scoreless, the better it is, obviously, for England, who come in as underdogs. Against South Korea earlier, it was 1-1 at halftime, and then the USA scored 5 in the second half. In a 6-1 win, they really opened things up in that second half. That one goes against the United States. And it's going to come back. We talked about permanent coaches for the U.S. Here was an interim coach. She became the first ever female to coach the women's team on a 1-game basis. She's undefeated.
Unbelievable. And talk about pressure. 1-1 at half. She said earlier that she really enjoyed being the head coach, and how much the team really respected her and gave her their undivided attention. I'm sure it was one of the highlights of her career.
This one is cleared out of play. At the other end, USA will have a throw-in. Scoreless game. 27 minutes gone. First half. Foudy with a touch, but there was no one there in support. The USA haven't been able to get many combinations going. Is that more of a tribute to England, or is the USA a bit off their game so far?
Maybe a little bit of both. England's really come out hard. They're playing very smart. If they know they can't win the ball, they'll just play it long. If they think they can possess it, I mean, the clock is ticking and it's still scoreless, and I think that's their game plan. But on the other hand, you really haven't seen them the United States get into the rhythm as much as they would like to.
McMillan dummied over it for Foudy. 16 is Milbert. Nice job on the sideline. Shannon McMillan, Milbert's teammate in college and in Japan. Another foul on Powell. Note-taking for Lauren Gregg. Always busy. If we can get a closer look, we might have a good scouting report. And then they'll probably say no more cameras on the sideline if we got... Oh, we're taking a chance.
She's always in charge of giving the scouting reports for their next opponent, for doing a lot of the pregame talk for what the United States needs to get done or what the other team's strengths and weaknesses are.
Chastain will give it up. Far side to Pierce. USA attacking. Played through to Milbert. The shot. Just high, and credit the goalkeeper, Koper, coming out and cutting down the angle. It's a corner kick.
It was a great save by the goalkeeper, but you got to give Mia Hamm a lot of credit, because she gets in there, and every England player wants to make sure that she's not open.
USA right off that corner kick. England loses the ball to Foudy, number 11. Julie Foudy trying to cross it, and it goes out. Julie Foudy, number 11. Interesting to note that everyone's been talking for years about her going on to medical school. She told us today she's decided now not to. That was a dream of hers, but she realized not for her, not right now.
Loudy Foudy has so many things going on that I think her main reason was because she said, I like so many things. I can't stay that focused for that many years.
I think the medical world lost a good doctor. Christine Lilly chases down the far sideline. Chasing Mary Phillip. Lilly will have a throw-in. Christine Lilly from Wilton, Connecticut to Venturini. In the box, the turnaround shot blocked. It's loose. And Cope is there before Milbert could get it, or Keller. Well, for someone that was injured, Cope has looked pretty good in this first half. Pretty flexible.
Yeah, during training yesterday, she wasn't training, but I didn't see her doing a lot of icing or stretching either, so I think they were just giving her a rest.
They say she was injured in training, a lower back injury. Scurry with the ball. 31st minute, scoreless. USA and England. Closest we came to a goal was Coulthard smacking it right off the crossbar off a free kick. Mercedes Super 9 tennis coming up. It's the German Open. You'll see it today. The final will be on Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Keller plays it across. Hamm was looking for Foudy. It's shot in by Venturini. Scooped up well by Cope. Venturini not afraid to have a go from that distance.
Yeah, and so many younger players will settle it, take a touch, and instead of just cracking it first time, Venturini's not really expecting the ball to be popped out there, but like a national team player, she's ready to crack it as soon as it pops out.
Again, we're back live as Keller finds the open. Pierce, number 2, intercepted. England will take it in the 32nd minute. Intended for Burke, well read by Lori Fair. For Keller, 21. McMillan coming back and playing there with Fair going forward. McMillan played as a right back in Japan the second half of the season. Very versatile player. They try to find Lilly up the sideline, knocked out by England. The Pierce throw-in. Christine Lilly. A great crosser of the ball. She didn't have a chance that time, but she will get a corner. This time they play it short. Milbrett's there with her. Playing it cross, headed straight out. Took a bad deflection for England, and another one off Hamm. Mia Hamm looking for it. And this one goes out for another U.S. corner. They've got the edge, certainly, in the corner kicks and the shots, but nothing yet on the board. This is their fourth corner. Hamm keeps it low. It's loose. Keller and Lilly. And now Cope. And that's unusual with a ball on the ground that long in the box. Normally, someone pounces on that and scores for the U.S.
Nice low-driven in-swinger. Those in-swingers are so hard to defend. And as Mia cracks it in there, there's two people that it possibly could have gotten to, and just a melee in the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper's hopping around, and luckily it pops out where she can see it.
Probably hard to score like that with so many bodies there as well, and not expecting that kind of a bounce. It was crowded. Everyone's playing right now in the center. This field is narrow to begin with. USA wants to open it up. Going wide. Nice spin move by Mia Hamm. Back for Lilly. Tackled away. Nice job by Mary Phillip. Lilly wins it back for Pierce. Foudy's number 11. For a short time, it looked like everyone was just playing close to the middle of that field. Coulthard plays it. Nobody there. Lori Fair lets it go out. It's the USA's ball.
Play it out there.
Brandy Chastain, 28-year-old defender. Leading scorer on the Australian tour and their most consistent player. Throw in for Sion Williams, number 10 on the far side. England nothing, USA nothing. We're in the 35th minute. It's a great crowd, too, on hand. We don't have an official count yet. They're expecting over 14, depending on the walkout. We've got a player down. Play is continuing. McMillan is hurt. And it's smartly turned away by Lori Fair. And we might have another card, or no, just a verbal warning from the referee. Well, Tony DeChico had a good view of that right on the sideline.
Yeah, I'm sure when we look at the replay, we'll see that Shannon McMillan got hit pretty hard. She's a player that doesn't like to stay down on the field and roll around much unless she's definitely hurt.
Shannon McMillan is quite a story. She did not make the team. She had some injuries, did not make the team for World Cup 95. Did she ever make the Olympic team? 3 goals and 2 game winners. And she's playing much better. Lauren Gregg told us last night that she is playing with so much confidence now, confidence that she didn't have before at this level.
Well, she spent so many tryouts basically on this national team, just dodging that axe that can swing ever so closely to your body. And I think finally she found her comfort zone in scoring and playing so well in the Olympics. I mean, who can't have confidence out of the wonderful job she did there?
USA in white on the attack with Lilly 13. Pierce, number 2 out of the back. First time she's been that deep. Christine Pierce on the cut. That's blocked. Lilly coming back for it. Lilly still fighting. Mia Hamm was over there as well. Pierce defending. Cleared out by Pauline Cope. Well over the halfway line. Chastain with an awkward touch, but she recovers. In his face, look at this ball for McMillan. The shot, she scores! McMillan!
The play actually starts with Brandy Chastain overlapping and sort of catches England off guard, leaving Shannon McMillan wide open. What a beautiful pass. Keeper comes out, is set, and she slots it to the post. And again, as we see, most players like to take an extra touch, but Shannon sees that the keeper's out of position just a little bit, and she can score it first time through.
And it's the M&M connection. Milbert helps to set it up for Shannon McMillan, her 13th international goal in this, her 33rd game, but what a quality finish. And that time the USA did use the width of the field. A little confetti tied up in the referee's boots. We're off and running again. So the USA get the first goal in the box for Powell. She nods it down. Look who's defending. It's McMillan. Intended for Milbert. It goes out. Easton on the throw in for England. Julie Foudy wins it, number 11. 16 Milbert. Block. McMillan helps keep it on its way. Debbie Keller chasing. 5 is Maureen Marley. England back with it. Broadhurst, number 9. Burke, 7. We're in the now 39th minute of this first half. USA leads 1-0. USA now with some ball possession in the flank with Pierce. And out it goes.
Just a classic example of Shannon McMillan taking it to goal at speed. Doesn't hesitate, doesn't look up. She knows right the spot she's going to hit and follows through.
On our Budweiser scoring summary, they've credited the goal to McMillan and the assist to Foudy. Played across by Chastain.
Yeah, exactly what Tony DeCicco wanted to do. Wanted Foudy to switch the point of attack quick. Wanted them to maybe congest one space for a few seconds and open up one. And when it's open, spring it as fast as you can.
Ball is played up to the right side. Lily kept it on its way and it's picked up. England trying to take it over. Now it comes back the other way. Bampton. Look out there. Cope with some clever footwork around Milbert. And now she's stuck. But the ball goes out. It'll be a USA throw-in. Looking for some momentum here before the end of the half. Foudy. Julie Foudy holding. Number 11. Back to 16 Milbert. Picked off. England back on the attack, trailing by a goal in the 40th minute. What a run back by McMillan. And they've got a foul on her. What tracking, and that's by a goal scorer. Coaches love to see that.
That's definitely one of the first-class qualities that this national team has is their defenders aren't just the 3 in the back and the goalkeeper. They have 11 players on the field, and they all have learned how to defend.
Off that foul, it's a free kick for Debbie Bampton. McMillan defending. Coming back on the right side. Here's McMillan. Played back to the goalkeeper. The aerial battle won by Laurie Fair. That's one of her strengths. Milbert 16, and it's cleared out of play. There is Carla Overbeck, the captain of the U.S. national team. Julie Foudy's the temporary captain while Carla is out of the lineup. We talked with her prior to the game. We'll play that for you coming up at halftime, so please stick around for that, and she'll tell you why she's not playing.
Too bad Carla never has any fun.
Oh, yeah. Corner kick coming up. Played across. Loose. Still loose. Venturini brings it out. Turns it around. Nice try on a bicycle kick attempt. Foudy's turnaround block. England better move it out of there. There's Broadhurst. By the way, we were correct initially. It was the M&M connection on the goal, and they've officially changed it. Milbert does get an assist. It was her pass that sent McMillan free. Back the other way, the flag's up. And you couldn't hear the whistle, but the referee did acknowledge the referee's assistant on the far side. So it's a USA ball. You're looking at Hope Powell from London, England. Free kick for Randy Chastain. Later today, the Indy time trials. You'll see him 1 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. Throw-in coming up for the USA. You wonder how the game might have changed that England scored that first goal on the Coulthard free kick that went off the crossbar. But still, it's anyone's game at 1-0.
Right now, with halftime coming up, really this halftime is in favor of England. You can tell right now the U.S. is starting to string a lot of passes together, and this halftime will definitely kill their momentum, and hopefully England will get a little bit more reorganized and start out the half.
Smith coming back. This U.S. team is coming off 13 goals in their last 2 games. Look at Milbert. All the way back to Cope. Milbert's a handful for England. Bowdy's pass for 21, Debbie Keller. Knocked out, another USA throw-in. A lot of possession here for the USA, especially deep. 44th minute. McMillan on the throw-in. She has the only goal. Bowdy couldn't settle it. England clears to Powell, number 4. Venturini sticks in, can't win it. Taken away. This is Coulthard. She runs the engine. Up the left wing to Broadhurst, number 9. Coming back is Pierce, this time on the right side. Bowdy's touch picked off. Smith. Tackle from behind. Shannon McMillan very aggressive there defensively. Free kick coming up for Coulthard. 14 total fouls in this one. The 1 yellow card to Becky Easton. Scurry getting set for this long-distance free kick. Coulthard looking. Cleared out by the USA. Becky Easton right back. A couple of players looked offside. No call, no flags. Cleared by the USA off England. It's a USA throw-in. Some of the U.S. players were looking for a flag, but it never went up.
Yeah, that's something they need to quit doing. They may call it, they may not, but all 3 in the back were looking around and looking to the linesman, looking to the ref. Meanwhile, England's approaching the goal.
And especially here, with Chastain being the only one with experience at the back. It's not like it was during the Olympics or even World Cup 95. Scurry sends it a mile. And a foul is going to be called on England. So the USA will have a chance here as we approach injury time. Mia Hamm will spot it down. It's Hamm, McMillan, and Lilly. Expected to go Lily's way if it comes off the left foot. Mia Hamm straight over the ball. Right down the middle. She'll strike at it. What a shot! Mia Hamm scores! We have seen that before.
It doesn't matter how many times I see Mia Hamm hit one of these, I am still awestruck. Driven ball, keeper doesn't see it until it passes the wall. Kind of a knuckler, and it's bending up into the top half of the net. Deflected off one of the players, but still too much power behind that ball to really change the direction of it much.
Mia Hamm, goal number 69. And she has scored in 3 straight. That's it. We're at halftime. Mia Hamm has electrified this great crowd in San Jose with that direct free kick goal, giving the USA some distance over England. USA 2, England nothing at halftime. Welcome back, everyone. The victory tour continues here on ESPN. The United States leads England 2-0 as your score at halftime. Goals by McMillan and Hamm. If you'd like to see the U.S. women in action, they are going to be at a place near you. The venue's New Britain, Connecticut for the U.S. Women's Cup and RFK Stadium. The television schedule, ESPN2, the USA versus Canada, and then USA versus Italy. The match will be on ESPN. For ticket information, dial 1-800-US-WOMEN. When we come back, we'll look at highlights. Welcome back, everyone, to Spartan Stadium in San Jose, California. The victory tour continues here on ESPN. And after 45 minutes, the United States leads England by a score of 2-0. We welcome you back to San Jose. She is Amy Allman. I'm John Paul Dellacamera. This game started off kind of awkwardly. And in fact, Amy, if Coulthard had scored the first goal off that free kick, we might be looking at a USA deficit.
Well, actually, the United States does dodge the first bullet. Jillian Coultran, and this is her work of art, which she just pings the post. Brianna Scurry is going to thank her post later on after the game. But later on, finally, Tiffany Milbritt is the one that's going to spring Shannon McMillan forward for the first goal of the match in England versus USA. And she doesn't stop her stride. She's done this so many times before. Just kicks it through, first-time ball. And one more time, the celebration for the United States national team, which is always fun to watch. And once again, we have Mia Hamm with one of her specialties, a laser-driven free kick deflects off the wall, and Cope couldn't quite cope with that one.
Stats show that the USA actually did dominate in terms of the shots and the corner kicks. Not as many fouls as we thought there might be. A total of 15. Easton had the only yellow card that was given in the first half. Come back with us. The second half promises to be exciting as the victory tour continues on ESPN. USA 2, England nothing. Welcome back, everyone. Second half has just started. We are seconds old as Lily, number 13, plays it back to Chastain. USA leads 2-0. U.S. Soccer and ESPN would like to... allowing today's game action to be brought to you commercial-free. Great crowd on hand here in San Jose. We're still trying to get the exact number. And they've been thrilled at 2 goals by the U.S. squad. One by McMillan, one by Hamm. That last goal by Hamm could be a big one. You know what they say about goals scored either at the beginning of the game or at the end of a half.
So many goals were scored in the last 5 and also the first 5 minutes of the half.
Chastain's throw in number 6. In deep, it's headed across twice. It's a loose ball for Milbritt. Milbritt plays it back. England dodges one there. Lori Fair blocked. Back into the box, headed away by Manley. Settled and then shot over the bar. Good chance by Christine Lilly. Again, we remind you that Pepsi and all the other U.S. soccer sponsors are helping us to allow us to bring you today's game commercial-free. No interruption. This ball is played all the way back towards Lori Fair. It's the same starting lineup out there for the USA, and England do not look like they have made any changes either. You're allowed 5 subs, and you can expect Tony DeCicco to use them. 36 touches for Mia Hamm, a couple of shots on goal, one that counted right near the end of the first half.
Not a bad percentage there for Mia Hamm.
Chastain on the run. The give to the right wing. USA in the attack, played across. Cope had it, lost it, and recovered it. All in about a second and a half.
Once again, another great asset of Brandi Chastain in the back, is she has the ability to attack. She can send long balls on a dime, or she can send one here. What I'm surprised in this one is that if Tiffany Milbritt would have ran a little bit quicker and not slowed her run, I think she would have got some part of her body on the ball.
Throw in coming up on the far side. Shannon McMillan, part of our Budweiser game summary. She scored, so did Mia Hamm, 36th and 45th minutes. So the goals are about 9 minutes apart. England with Powell playing it up. Over the halfway line they come. Smith, wide left. The strike was intended for Broadhurst, but it never got close.
Normally in a game like this that's 2-0, you know, Tony might be telling the team, look, you can still go forward, but please don't take any risks, slow the game down a bit. But this is the victory tour, and a lot of people came out, and I think the U.S. team is really excited to play in front of a home crowd and show off their talents, and so I think you're just going to see the United States keep going at them. Tony has used the allotted 5 subs in every one of these matches so far.
trying to see what else he has on this team, find some depth, make the squad deeper if he can at all positions. Chastain looking. Intended for Keller. Keller's being held all the way. Back for Milbrit. Milbrit in his face. This is Mia. Right across, knocked out for a corner. When Mia Hamm gets that deep, though, she can do almost anything. '50th minute, 2-0, USA leading. Hamm has one of the 2 goals. Corner kick, USA. McMillan drives it across. They were looking Venturini's way. The wind may have taken part of that ball away. It's going to be a corner at the other end. Mia Hamm coming over to take it. 4-time All-American, 4 titles, and the youngest player to ever play for the U.S. team internationally, male or female, at age 15. Played across. It's a loose ball in the box. Quick shot, McMillan, and that's blocked. USA thinking attack now with a 2-0 lead. Pretty comfortable. McMillan sends it in over the shoulder. Keller. Keller is blocked. Burke at the back. Clears it out. USA's ball. They're putting on all the pressure since the second half began. Debbie Keller's goal gave the USA the group win in Sweden against Australia. Here's Hamm. What a shot from Mia Hamm. 3-0 USA. That one looked like it was going wide. Three straight 2-goal games for Mia.
Not a lot of players have the savvy to find the goal, and the only ball that's going to find its way in the back of the net is a driven ball away from the keeper. If you notice, it just bent. I think she was surprised. The goalkeeper was surprised that ended up in the back of the net. Just bends it right around her. Goalkeeper gets one step on it, but no luck.
Second goal of the game, 70th of her career. Play it up in the right wing side. This is Keller. And that's knocked out of play. Quick throw in for the USA. Here's Hamm. Plays it across, or tries to. It was knocked out. Apparently she lost it. So there's a goal kick coming up. 70 big ones for Mia Hamm. Michelle Akers is the all-time leader with 92. We're going to see a switch. Cindy Parlow is going to come in soon. When the USA goes to the bench, in many cases, they don't lose a lot. Into space for Powell. And Story's there. And she pushed back at Powell because she was hit first. Story miskicks that one. It bounces to the halfway line for Milbrit. Now it's Lily. Debbie Keller, number 21, and it's lost. And that might have been Debbie's last touch. Harlow is supposed to be coming in for it. And now they're getting Debbie's attention. And like I say, you're not losing much. Debbie Keller has scored goals at the international level. So has Cindy Parlow. She scored 8 goals last year. Second, tied for second on the team, yet she was 12th in minutes played, so she made the most out of her minutes. People are predicting big things, too, from Cindy Parlow, who's also good in the air and a very strong player.
Yeah, both Parlow and Keller have the one strength up front that they can hold onto the ball for a little bit longer. They're real strong. Can take a few extra touches to maybe free McMillan, a Milbrit, or a Mia Hamm.
Christine Lilly tried for Milbrit. Handball on Mary Phillip. Quick restart. Was it ever? Milbrit. Tackle away. Should be a corner. Yes, it is. I believe that'll be the 9th corner for the USA. They had the big edge in the first half. Milbrit. Across. Comes out of the box. Lori Fair calls it. Sends it back in. Lori Fair won it in the air. A loose ball. Oh, just knocked away from Venturini by Mary Phillip. It's another corner. And England look a little stunned at the back. Coulthard is down. A lot of people got together there, and we've got an injury to the England midfielder, their most capped player.
I'm not sure if Coulthard saw her get in the way or not, but she was going for the ball just as hard.
It might have been the landing. They're looking at the left shoulder. 97th cap tonight for Coulthard. Most caps. Coach Ted Copeland has to be concerned. This is one of his big players. She scored 2 World Cup goals against Canada back in '95. The magic spray. Well, Mia Hamm with a couple of goals tonight to continue her streak. 3 straight games, 2 goals. She's the leading scorer on this team. I really thought her last goal, I thought the ball was going to go wide. It was quite a bend.
Right now, you can't really even see the ball, and all of a sudden it appears, and it doesn't go wide, but bends inside. And that wasn't a happy accident. That was done on purpose, and a lot of people wish they had the skill to do with whatever they wanted to with the ball.
Can you imagine? We said before she played for her national team at age 15.
I remember that because I was on the team then, and we all had to drive her around. She didn't have her license yet.
And Coulthard is apparently okay. USA might be making a goalkeeper change as well. They have been doing that. Tracy Dukar has been playing half of these games. Story starts, and then Dukar comes in. She's warming up. Off the 9th, corner kick for the USA. Milbert couldn't get around on it. USA controls it. Chastain in the box. And this one's knocked away. USA will still have possession deep. Chastain, though, will have a throw-in deep, not a corner kick. Our Budweiser scoring summary. 2 goals from Mia Hamm tonight. She may not be done. This one will be a corner. Double figures now in corner kicks for the U.S. squad. Dukar will be replacing Scurry when they can get the referee's attention. Corner kick in the 57th minute, USA. They were looking for Chastain. Lori Fair pushing up. And this is knocked out of play. Well, they keep trying to get the referee's attention for the goalkeeper switch. Flicked on into the box, and Cope is there. There is Tracy Dukar. You may not know the name. You do if you follow the national team, because before she was married, her name was Tracy Noonan, and she played at the University of North Carolina. A few great goalkeepers have played there. And I'm sure a few more will as well. Over the ball, Sion Williams, number 10 for England. England has had very little possession here in the second half. Here's Kelly Smith, number 11. And they're both hanging on to jerseys. It's going against Lori Fair. Will they make the switch now, folks? Yes. They've got the referee's attention anyway. She's looking, but she's not allowing it. Maybe she's going to wait. They've got the wall set up. Now she's going to allow it. Scurry will go, replaced by Tracy Dukar. What can you tell us about the difference in the 2 goalkeepers, Jamie?
I haven't seen Dukar play too often on the international level, but Brian Scurry is very, very composed, very calm, cool, collected, which is great to have and to keep your back, not too hyper and excited. Dukar organizes early, very technical player. She can do it all.
This is great experience for her, playing almost half the game. Loose ball in the box, still loose. England couldn't find it. Lily knocks it away, number 13. And Lily has it tackled away.
I was wondering about Tony DeCicco's timing of his substitution there, because that's one thing. You want the keeper to go in and maybe make a few touches before you have to face a free kick. But fortunately for the United States, that didn't turn out to be such a bad deal.
Lily has it taken away by Williams. Powell with a knock to Broadhurst, number 9. Joanne Broadhurst blocked. Pierce, could she keep it in? No. The referee's assistant making that call on the near touchline. Joanne Broadhurst wearing the bandana, easy to spot. 5 goals in her last 2 friendlies against Germany and Scotland. Good shot of Tracy Ducar. Facing a test there off the corner. But it's deflected over the bar. And there's confusion as to whose ball it is. It's going to be a corner now. Late call, but a corner kick. The United States with a 10-2 edge in corner kicks. We're getting ready for this infrequent England corner. Ducar punched it out. Williams coming. Blocked and cleared. Laurie Fair with a great job, and look who's attacking. Into space for Milbrett. Mia Hamm on the cut. Another cut. Mia is in. The shot. She scores. What a goal. Breaks the hat trick. Defense to offense in about 3 seconds.
The play starts with a play from Ducar punching it out. Laurie Fair is smart enough to plant forward quick, and this team is just like when Michael Jordan takes it to the net. They don't slow down. They go full speed ahead. Mia cuts it back once, cuts it back twice, places it in with her left foot. Beautiful goal.
There is no way to defend that.
Tiffany Milbrett, too, plays a nice ball behind one defender, but in enough space so that Mia Hamm has enough time to collect it and take good care of it.
Mia's coming again as we're back to line action. In the box. Tackle away. You can't take your camera off Mia Hamm for too long. She got nailed there. Her 71st international goal. She's got the hat trick.
She might smile before the end of the game, but she's having too much fun right now.
Another USA corner. Chastain heads that over the bar. Goal kick coming up for England. Mia Hamm has 3 of the goals. McMillan has the other. We're going to be joined very soon by Marla Messing, the COO of World Cup '99. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. For those of you who don't know, another World Cup's coming to America. On the right side, this is Parlow in the box. Cut off by England. They're feeling the pressure now. And it took a while for the USA to open things up. A lot of people didn't think this would be a close game. It was at halftime, but the Mia Hamm goal brought some daylight between the two. And now there's no stopping Hamm in the USA. 63rd minute. A 4-0 lead. USA over England. Milbrett. Parlow is coming in. And look out. The goalkeeper, Pauline Pope, went down.
Goalkeeper may have gotten kicked, but definitely wasn't on purpose. I think Parlow was trying to go for the ball, tried to jump. A little bit of a mistake on the goalkeeper's part as she didn't really drive her hands to the ball and kind of took the long way around.
With a keeper down, now's a good time to bring in our guest, the COO of Women's World Cup 1999, Marla Messing. Marla, give us a bit of an update, or at least a background for those that didn't know that this big event was coming to America.
Once again, I'm almost wondering if that's the injured part. I mean, she has a hurt back, so maybe she's re-injured the back that was already hurt, the place in her back, which is her lower back.
Our Budweiser scoring summary shows Hamm in the first half, her first of 3. McMillan had the first goal. And then 2 more in the second, 51st. And later in the 60th minute. We do have Marla Messing upstairs with us. Now, Marla, we're going to ask you about the background of the Women's World Cup 99.
Well, as I was saying, we've been laying the groundwork for a lot of what you're going to see in 1999. We've started the venue selection process and started creating our event logo and talking to potential corporate sponsors, which, as you know, they'll be very important to our efforts in 99, and working with licensees and ticket plans and things like that.
One of the big decisions was going from the regional concept in smaller stadiums to bigger stadiums, and now you're going throughout the United States. Tell us about that.
That's right. Well, as you know, the World Cup is the pinnacle event in competitive soccer, whether it's the men's or the women's, and it deserves to be played in major markets and major stadiums. And we also saw with the Olympics last year that there's sufficient demand for women's soccer to play it in the major stadiums. So, as you said, we're going to be across the country, and we're going to be in the major markets.
USA leading over England by a 4-0 score. If you joined us late, you missed the Mia Hamm show. She's already gotten 3 goals. McMillan has the other. We're speaking with Marla Messing, the COO of Women's World Cup 1999. From the far wing side, here's the USA building the attack. Given up in the middle. Kept in on this near sideline. Now it's Pierce, number 2. Chastain. Some 17,000 fans are watching this game, Marla. One would think that bodes well for San Jose as a possible site.
I think it does. This is a great market for soccer, both men's and women's, and there's some great facilities up here and some people with a lot of experience putting on soccer games.
You're seeing a show tonight. The U.S. women are putting one on. Pass in the right corner. Now inside, they look for Milbert. And it's covered up by the goalkeeper, Pauline Cope. And she has had a tough second half. She's probably seen all she wants to of Mia Hamm. Cope will send it long. Picked off. Here's Venturini. Sent long the other way. England back for it. A missed kick by Williams. Here's Lilly. Milbret with a couple of assists in the night. Blows through the fence. Milbret's pass blocked, and Cope will stop it from going out for a corner, and then a push on Barlow. Marla, obviously the winning of the gold medal has done something to help you in your efforts to bring the World Cup here.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's really raised the consciousness of women's soccer, and it's certainly thrown the spotlight on the U.S. women's national team, and obviously both of those things will contribute to our efforts.
This one is going wide of Ducart. So it'll be a U.S. goal kick coming up.
Is the largest crowd of the U.S. women's national team victory.
We're in the 67th minute. Look out, this stuff kick. It's called MLS ESPN Shootout. You get up to 90 extra soccer matches that you otherwise wouldn't see in your area for only $69 for the season. Call your cable operator or DirecTV to subscribe. 4-0 USA over England. 3 by Mia Hamm in the 68th minute. That's where we're at right now. Marla Messing from World Cup 99 is our guest. Rodhurst commits that foul. Mia Hamm on the ball for this next free kick. She can score from anywhere.
That's for sure.
She'll give it up for Lilly. Lilly being forced back. It's coming all the way back near the halfway line. Lori Fair. Picked off. England coming back in the charge. Kelly Smith. Good speed. But Fair catches up. So does Shannon McMillan. And finally a foul on the U.S. squad. Free kick coming up. Mia Hamm is going to be leaving. And Tammy Pierman will replace her. Wait till you hear the ovation when number 9 comes off. See if they allow it. This is all for Mia Hamm as she leaves. What a performance. Tammy Pierman will replace Mia Hamm. There is really no replacing Mia Hamm. This ball goes out at the U.S. goal kick. We'll ask Marla one more question about developing stars. How do you do that now? Obviously, Mia Hamm is a household name in many places. How do you make her more of a household name, and how do you sell the other people that will be coming here and playing in World Cup '99?
Well, I think what Nike's done with this victory tour is outstanding. They've basically taken the sport and the team into a number of communities, and that's how you're going to develop stars. ESPN televising the games, putting these girls in front of the camera, that's how you're going to develop stars. Now, one of the things we're thinking of doing in order to get the stars from around the world known to the American public is we're thinking of having a World All-Star Game in the 6 months preceding the 1999 Cup, and that way we can introduce the best players from Norway and China and Brazil to the American public and create more interest in the games that will not feature the U.S. team.
I wish you luck. Thank you for joining us. It's only a couple of years away.
Thank you very much.
Marla Messing, the COO of Women's World Cup 1999, our guest here in the second half in the 70th minute, USA 4, England nothing. If you're wondering about that last play, it was offside anyway. Another substitution, Justy Baumgart, who plays at the University of Portland, will come in, and she is going to replace Christine Lilly. Oh, I'm sorry, Venturini. I saw Lilly walking out towards the sideline. So Venturini leaves. Here's Milbert. Tiffany's in the box. Played it across. Oh, is that a handball? I thought Mary Phillip got to it with a hand. Milbert's had a great night tonight. Couple of assists for her.
Stephen Milbert's looking for Tammy Pierman, but just in the nick of time, England gets in the way, gets nicked, but definitely not a handball.
Back on live action. Easton. Coulthard playing it up the wing. Lori Ferris back there. Played all the way back across. Pierce will play it up. Rio 400 on ABC from Sao Paulo, Brazil. See you tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Chastain on it. I didn't look when I saw the fans, many of them standing when Mia Hamm left. I wanted to see if maybe the English players weren't applauding. I would be if I just got scored for 3 goals and say, get her off. Chastain. Intended for Pierman. Harlow has a go, and that's blocked. They've experimented with Pierman as a defender, and now we're hearing they may try her more in the midfield or as a forward. That's where she used to play at George Mason, up front. Here's McMillan. Shannon McMillan in the box. They don't close her. Now they do. Played out, a big shot, blocked. Baumgart has that good left foot.
That's just about her range, too.
Coulthard clears it, picked off. Milbert, down the wing. Milbert looking to cross it. Here's a shot. And it's caught by Cope. Lilly was walking in. I thought that ball was out.
Tiffany takes one extra touch to get by.
No.
Didn't go all the way over the line. Goalkeeper does a great job on her angle play. Ends up making the save.
That's a good call by the referee's assistant. That ball was on the line. The entire ball was not over it. Baumgart plays it back. Fair, number 4 on the ball. Up for Parlow. USA with ball possession. Foudy, number 11. Milbert. Almost picked off. Baumgart comes back. Milbert's work rate tonight is absolutely incredible, and here she goes again, only to be denied on that last pass. Karen Burke in his face. Deion Williams is there, but so is Christy Pierce. He takes it away. Lilly up the left sideline. In his face, Harlow. Harlow in the box. Across to Pierman, and she just kicked it. It was a dream pass, but a nightmare finish. Mia Hamm 46 touches, shots on goal 4. She gets 3. Only 1 foul against her.
Maybe she was just so fast they couldn't quite get close enough to her.
What a game, though, for Mia Hamm. She continues to shine when the spotlights are the brightest. National television, she's there. I mean, she's there every game anyway, but some of her best stuff comes on these televised games. Down the right wing, we've got a player down for England. McMillan heads it into the box. McMillan blocked. She may get another go at it. We still have a player down for England near the halfway line. I believe it's Kelly Smith. Well, their own players should be clearing this ball out. Pope saw it, so she did. But the number 2 player, Mary Phillip, did not know. First thing you do when your teammate's down and you know that is clear it out. We're going to have an interesting substitution coming up, too, for England. If you're looking at her, Kate Massey lives in the United States, attends Shaler High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where she's an exchange student. How's that for Americana? We're not sure who she will be coming in for. It is Kelly Smith, though, that was down. Training staff out to take a look. A 4-0 USA game, and if you had to think back to the big play of this game, Amy, it's got to be Mia Hamm's goal before halftime.
Definitely. Mia Hamm has turned the game around right when you think maybe U.S. lost a little bit of momentum after the first goal. Mia Hamm sticks one in the back of the net, and the fans loved it. Kept, great thing to talk about at halftime. Kind of took the wind out of England's sails a little bit more.
76 minutes. There will be some injury time put on. It's a 4-0 USA lead. It was the Mia Hamm show. Her 69th, 70th, and 71st goals in a USA uniform. We talked about the 5 subs being allowed in this tournament. Scurry has already left in the game. And now Smith is apparently going to stay. Venturini has gone out of the game as well. Mia Hamm has gone out. USA has gone to their bench. Here's Parlow. Baumgart plays it back. And out of play it goes. A throw-in coming up for England. Keon Williams. USA battling. Another throw-in coming up. Williams. And that goes out. It's another England throw-in. 77th minute, 4-0. USA leading over England. USA's ball on the throw-in from Pierce. This was the Milbert play that we thought was out of bounds there, and it was not. But was there a handball inside?
There's some shenanigans going on inside the 6-yard box.
You know, it happened so quick I didn't see it live, but that's good camera work. There was indeed a handball. Unseen until just now. 4-0, but the USA is in complete control. They have made, if I'm correct, 4 substitutions. You're allowed the 5. And Tony DeCicco has used all of his subs on this victory tour. It's all USA in terms of the shots, the corners, all the numbers in their favor.
One of Tony's goals on this victory tour is to already begin making a roster and filing down names and adding names and finding out what team is going to be the team to win the gold medal again in '99. So it's great that he's able to put all these other players in.
Long shot is going to be blocked by Chastain. It's interesting to note that only the USA gets an automatic berth as the automatic qualifier. The defending champs Norway, unlike the men, must earn it. And there will be 16 teams playing in '99 compared to the 12 in the previous 2. So they're opening up it a bit. Opening it up a bit, that's easier. A substitution, if they allow it, the number 10 player will leave, Keon Williams. And you're looking at the exchange student, Kate Massey, from Shaler High School. Just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There are actually 3 players from the United States that train this week with England. A couple of them are going to college, but were not expected to play tonight. Just massive. Here's the shot that's blocked. Coulthard blocked. Thought she got hurt again, but she's okay. And Dukar is up after it. 17,000 fans enjoying this one. Should be, by my recollection, the largest crowd to ever see the U.S. women play as the main attraction. They played in other games where they have been part of the doubleheader, of course, outside of the Olympics, where they do 76,000. But I think for a game that stands on its own, this would be the largest. On the far sideline, England will play it up the middle. It doesn't get there. Here's Foudy. The one last substitution that Tony DeCicco will make. He's going to bring in the twin sister of Lori Fair. That's who's lining up, Ronnie Fair. And this is believed to be the first time that sisters, let alone identical twins, ever played for the U.S. team, for the women. Here's Parlow, blocked out for another corner. USA have dominated here in the second half. I think if England had any chance at all, they lost it on Hamm's goal on that free kick right at the 45-minute mark. And Pierce will leave. I guess this is Tony DeCicco's version of the Fair Play Award. The 2 Fairs get in. They're from Los Altos, California. So it's a bit of a homecoming for them, too. Played across. In the air. Hey! Foudy! Julie Foudy's homecoming.
About framing the goal and making the goal seem a little bit bigger than it is. And that's what happens here when Julie Foudy kind of stands just on the outside of the goal, so if shot's not right on, Foudy can finish it off. Not too difficult for her because the pass was so accurate, gets deflected. And once again, it's deflected, ends up being deflected, but I think she got caught back on her heels. She may have been able to save that as she was coming out toward the ball.
She scored goals like that 30 minutes from here at Stanford. She gets her 19th international goal. 5-0 USA. Harlow on the far side. Give McMillan an assist on that goal. So the USA have now used their 5 subs, including Ronnie Fair. I can't tell them apart. Identical twins. They both played on the under-20 team together. The biggest difference, one, Ronnie is going to Stanford. Lori goes to UNC. Burke for England, number 7. 9 is Broadhurst, giving it back to Burke. Karen Burke across. Poked away by Lori Fair. Foudy in his space, number 11. Going to play her down for the USA on the far side of the field. Foudy chases. Pope came out late. Knocked it out for a corner. Add Julie Foudy's name to the Budweiser scoring summary from Shannon McMillan. 80th minute for Foudy. And it is Shannon McMillan who's down upfield. The work rate of McMillan today and Milbred have been incredible in terms of their playmaking. McMillan scored the first goal, but also the defensive work on McMillan today has been extraordinary.
You can never give those outside midfielders enough credit. You couldn't pay me enough money to play that position. They are, especially the system that the United States plays, they use their flank midfielders all the time on the attack and are expected to buck back and help out when you only have 3 defenders in the back.
Milbred coming over. That's the M&M connection for Tony DeCicco. What a satisfying game, though, for Tony. They're calling it the victory tour. It's going to be one heck of a victory. Maybe we can listen to it. Well, they can't replace her with a sub because they've used their 5, but they may just take her out if she lets them. And she is in some pain right now. Very tough player. She's had many injuries throughout her career. England are warming up a couple of subs right now as we speak in the 84th minute. And McMillan gets a nice hand as she goes to the bench. The USA might finish with 10 players. And that's not bad in terms of training or experimenting right now. It's not what you want, but you'll take it. Playing it cross, headed down by Foudy, it's loose, and Pierman put it over the bar. Foudy almost gets her second straight in the air.
That almost looked like it was over the line, too. Foudy is great at timing her runs and getting her head on the ball. And she times this run. She knows where it's going, just pops out behind the defense, and uses the old body block because it wasn't right at her head.
That's a tough shot for Tammy Pierman. She knows she miskicked the first one, but not much she could do there, and they're working on Shannon McMillan down below.
Tony would love to find a spot on this team for Tammy Pierman. She's probably one of the fastest players ever to set foot on a soccer field, but right now she does lack a little bit in the skill and technique aspects of things. Speed is a great thing. You can make up a lot for speed, but you still need to be pretty savvy on the ball.
2 English subs. Susan Smith, 12, is in. So is 16, Vicky Exley. England also using this tour to get some players involved. Broadhurst has left, and Kelly Smith has also left for England. Back deep, Bampton. This goes out of play. It's a USA throw-in. They continue to play with the 10 players, with McMillan out. This tour concludes Sunday in Portland, Oregon. Homecoming for several of these players. Bear coming in. The tip! Just missing both the goal and Parlow. Parlow's a great target in the air.
Impressive serve by Lori Fair, too. She is so composed beyond her years. She looks up, she sees Parlow, she tries to bend the ball into her path, but it's just a little out of reach.
Parlow at 5'11", the tallest target out there right now for the U.S. and actually for both sides.
Talk about how composed Lori Fair is. On the field, she's very composed. Off the field, she's just like a little kid. She's always, can I show you a card trick?
I thought you used to be like that, right?
Don't tell anyone.
Ball is cleared up the side by England. Back come the USA with Foudy. Howe. And this one is bending right to Dukar. Our Snickers most valuable player tonight, I think you could have guessed that at home. With 3 goals tonight, would have been an injustice if Mia Hamm was not given that award. We congratulate her. '88th minute, plus some injury time. And it was a lot tougher to pick an MVP for England, but Gillian Coulthard was the one. 3 shots on goal tonight. And again, you go back to the one that hit the crossbar. If she scores there, a 1-0 lead, you never know. You can't tell by this score because USA have really dominated, but who knows at that point, the USA not as used to playing close games as other teams are, and especially lately. Three goals tonight for Mia Hamm. She could have had more. A scoring sensation. Add this to the corner kick total for the USA. This is more, I think, what people thought the final score was going to be, Amy. I think people didn't expect it to be close. USA teased them for a while, but then blew the doors open. Justy Bumgart, they want that left foot here for the in-swinger, and they get all of that. It's loose, but a foul. A push off for the United States in the box. What a day for Pauline Cope. Coming up today on ESPN, NASCAR action, the Winston 500. You'll see it here at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In the air, Coulthard won it. We're in the 89th minute. 5-0. USA over England in this victory tour presented by Nike. 5th stop of 6. The flag was up and the whistle sounded, but no one heard it. It's the only venue in the tour that seats better than 5,500 seats. They've sold out the last 2. They won't sell out this stadium because it seats about 30,000, but 17,000 is an unbelievable crowd. I'm sure more than they would have hoped for when this was planned months ago.
Just goes to show you how much the sport has grown and what a great soccer community Northern California is on the whole. They constantly are putting out some of the best soccer players across the country.
We told you at the top, the first international match played in Northern California. They played one in Southern Cal, but this is the first one here, and I dare say, not the last. Throw-in coming up for the U.S. squad. They were treating and still are treating Shannon McMillan. So they finished off with 10 players. And the way they played in the second half, they might have won it with a 10. Especially with the 2-goal lead that they had earlier. That might have been enough. Lifted into the box. They were looking for Parlow. All the way back. Chastain lost it to Byrne. Chastain wins it, though, with a great second effort to Tammy Pierman. Second all-time leading goal scorer, George Mason. Milner with a great flick to Foudy. Really Foudy. We're in the closing seconds, and then it's injury time. That's where we're at now. Milner into the box. Brought down. Headed down by Parlow to Foudy, and it's blocked. Cindy Parlow unselfishly gave that one up. Gave up a crack at goal on her own. Here's Milbrett with a pair of assists on the night. Looking for more. Tiffany Milbrett blocked it across. It was blocked by England. Coulthard takes it back. Coulthard holds up across the halfway line. A half a minute plus gone in injury time. Coulthard plays it back. Into the box. Ducar sees it, and it almost popped over. She would have had a nice run back.
Yeah, even though the United States is winning 5-0, Ducar's had to come up with quite a few saves that none of them are very easy. Even the offsides call, they still didn't score when they tried to finish it up.
Look at this ball for Chastain from Parlow. Randy's in the box. The pass across. Saved. Saved again. Parlow was robbed twice by defenders. I guess it wasn't meant to be.
It's 5-0, but the defenders of England are saying you're not going to get another one. Take that, and take that.
Well, Cindy Parlow hasn't played many minutes tonight, but she looks very good. Opportunities aplenty for her. Pauline Cope clears it. Chastain for number 11, Foudy. Baumgart upended. Play continues. Baumgart just went right back up, went on to business. Milbrett settles. Another good ball. Foudy just had it stripped. Baumgart again with that left foot for Lily. Also good with the left. This time with the right. She's trying to play it through. Would have been a great ball for Baumgart. Didn't miss by much. Pauline Cope has faced more shots in this game, I'm sure, than any previous game, and especially the quality chances. The referee Cortez has looked at the watch on one occasion, but she's found 2.5 minutes plus of injury time. Lori Fair looking. 18 shots against Pauline Cope. 5 of them have gotten by. But of those 18, a majority were what you'd call dangerous opportunities for the USA. The U.S. team averaged 20 shots a game during the Olympics. Tony DeCicco said he wanted more goals for those number of shots. And he's getting them now. Cope will clear it. Chastain with a header. Manley brings it down. Lori Fair holding, looking for Milbrett, who has run at full speed for 90 minutes plus now. 3.5 minutes of injury time, and Cortez again looks at the watch. Chastain. Baumgart. What a move that was. She still has another year to go, too, at the University of Portland. Throw-in coming up for England. Approaching 4 minutes of injury time. Baumgart. Lilly. Back for Foudy. I know we've had a couple of injuries, but I'm a little bit amazed at 4 minutes.
I'm not sure there were quite that many.
I'm not sure there was half that many. More television time. Chastain up the wing, that's denied. Taken by number 12, Susan Smith. That goes out of play. Playing on the far wing. There's the cross. Ducar's right there.
Everything Ducar's done has been very crisp, very clean. Doesn't bobble anything.
Justy Baumgart to Julie Foudy. The player's got to be wondering here, how much more is going to go on? Can you say 5 minutes of injury time? We can in about 4 seconds. Tony, is your watch working? Here's Julie. Julie Foudy plays it up. Cindy Parlow. To the right side. Pierman got the shot off. It went out. It's a goal kick coming up, and we are beyond 5 minutes of injury time.
Once again, you do get to see the speed of Tammy Pierman, and like I said, you can't. That's one thing you can't coach a lot of. If you're fast, that's a gift that you have.
We saw that speed on the game-winning goal versus Norway in US Cup 95. Here it is. Finally, it's over. 5.5 plus minutes of injury time. The USA wins 5-0. 17,000 saw it. Mia Hamm gets the hat trick. We'll be back to wrap it up from San Jose.